All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for we're back after our spring break. How were your breaks, Chris and Vin? How are they?
My
No,
break was decent.
Your break was
I
good?
watched a lot of them college basketball games.
Yep. How about you, Vin?
I was sick all week.
You're sick.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm
okay.
feeling better now. I am stressed because
Yeah.
yuck. But hey, it's 11 in the morning, and you know what? Everybody knows what that means.
It's time to talk.
It's time to talk sports.
All right, so we're gonna start off with some March Madness. A lot
March
happened this weekend.
Madness.
How are your brackets looking?
You
My
already,
bracket,
you already know.
I know how
it's
Vin's
kind of
look.
bad.
It's
It's
bad.
like
Danny, why
35%.
why are we thinking the same thing here?
Because you told me about it before. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
messed up on a lot of games.
Yeah. Who'd you guys? I know Vin picked Iona to win.
I always pick. I have faith in
I
my
picked
school.
Duke.
I'm
You
like
picked
some
Duke?
people.
I picked Kentucky. But some of the games were they're pretty good. There's a couple upsets that ruined me. In
Yes.
one of my brackets, I had Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and
I had two, and my other one I had Houston.
you had Houston. It's gonna come down to this game, dude. Houston looks good.
Yeah,
But,
Houston's pretty decent.
But what's
They
it
look
called?
good right now.
Yeah. But on one of my brackets, I had Wisconsin in the final. I didn't have them winning, but I had them in the final, and because every year they have a good tournament
See,
run.
I figured Oregon was going to upset them because Oregon got hot toward the end of the Pac-12 tournament. So, I had to pick Oregon, and Wisconsin would just put up bricks that game.
Yeah,
man.
no, and it was just so depressing to watch because for whatever reason, Wisconsin goes off in the tournament every single year. So I'm like, oh yeah,
they do.
and I always
They usually do.
I always pick them to lose in like the first or second round, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I've learned my lesson. I'm not gonna pick them to lose in the first round this year. So I put them in the final, and they lose in the first round.
Yeah, that's
Look at that.
crazy.
Every-
I knew it though.
Danny
I
moment
saw it
right
coming,
there.
and I also called the UC Irvine over Kansas State.
That also
upset.
ruined me because think about it this way. I know they're missing their best player, but last year they had the exact same team and they got to the Elite Eight, so I figured they'd be pretty good this year. With that said, I spent 45 minutes deciding between Wisconsin and Kansas State, and that game didn't even happen because they both
Kansas
lost,
State
and they
was
both lost in the first
missing
round.
Dean Webb. He's like one of their
he's their best
biggest
player,
players. Yeah,
and
and
that
that
didn't
hurt
work.
them.
It did hurt.
Yeah,
them.
that really hurt them.
That was
And I called that Oregon UC Irvine game, and I also that's like one part of my bracket I actually got right. I can't believe that I called Oregon going to the Sweet 16.
I got that region entirely wrong. That region was just very bad for me. The only two teams I got right in that region were Virginia and Tennessee.
Hold on, let me just see what else I had.
All right, but I don't know. I had I don't know. I think other than that, my bracket actually wasn't that bad. I actually ended up with I ended up with 12 out of the 16 Sweet 16 teams, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Well, I had Syracuse against Murray State in the Sweet 16.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, instead it's Gonzaga and Florida State, and I had Buffalo.
It's all right.
And I had Villanova in my Final Four, and that really messed me up because I thought they were going to go on a run.
I knew they weren't going to go far this year. Sorry, James, if you're watching this. Sorry about Nova.
I apologize to James.
But
Just, hey.
none of our schools got that far this year. It's
Hey,
okay.
you know what? There's always next year.
There's always next year.
Yeah.
But what's it called? So you guys want to make predictions for the Sweet 16 then?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Carolina.
You got the bracket up right now, correct?
Yes.
All right.
So the first
let me
matchup
pull it up,
is. Do you want to go by date or do you want to go by?
We'll just go by region.
bracket?
Just go by
All right.
region.
In the East region, Duke number 1 Duke against number 4 Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech's looking good. I had Virginia Tech.
That's going to be
losing in the last
on
round.
Friday night at 9:39 p.m.
All right. Duke scared me last game because UCF kind of revealed how. First of all, I guess just because they had Taco Fall, but
Yeah.
shout out Taco Fall. I love that guy, but I think Duke's gonna win that game.
Wow, that was a fucking game, Danny.
I mean, yeah, the UCF
that Duke
game.
UCF game. We
I
got to
was
talk
watching
about
that.
that. That was a fucking game.
Me and Jacob were at Waco Taco. Great place, by the way. We were at Waco Taco, and we were watching the end of that game. And I don't know how that tip-in didn't go in. I
was watching it at home too with my parents, and I was watching I was gonna come back to school, and I was like, hold up, hold up, Dad, I want to see the end of this game, and I'm watching. I'm like, wow, I really think UCF has a chance, and then Taco fouled out, and I'm like, oh no, and then Zion got that and won, and then they got the rebound. I'm like, how do you get that rebound?
He didn't J.R. Smith it either. He put it right back
and
up.
That tip in though, I feel
RJ.
that had me.
Yeah. The thing is, 5 minutes before too, I was just bashing RJ Barrett for how unclutch he was.
Danny, you're on clutch.
Yeah, but
that was a clutch play.
It's a good play. I mean, they should have got
That
the
might have
rebound,
been play of the tournament. If Duke goes on to win this tournament, that's play of the
I
tournament.
hope
right
not,
there.
but hey,
though. Duke should have.
Because they wouldn't have survived if he didn't do that.
Play of the tournament so far was the game winner by Waters against Maryland. But
Oh, that was
go
good
Yeah.
Pete
too.
Daniel.
that was good. But
I'm gonna.
I think But as for this Virginia Tech game and Duke, I think Duke will survive this round. I think Duke will win the
Me
close
too.
one.
I
Virginia
don't-
Tech, Virginia Tech.
beat Duke.
Who's Duke
but That was
playing?
when Duke didn't have Zion.
Yeah,
so.
no.
Who's Duke playing?
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech's gonna win.
No, I think Duke wins.
Just because I don't like Duke, and I'm
then
not a
the
fan
next
of
game
Duke.
is LSU
Danny
and
knows I
Michigan
don't like
State.
Duke.
That's gonna be a very good game.
I
But-
think LSU wins. I'm not that high.
What
on
about Houston?
Michigan
What about
State like
Houston,
that.
Kentucky, and Texas Tech, Michigan?
or we'll get to this. But
Michigan State is really like I feel like they're iffy
Michigan's-
every year.
they look good this year though.
I gotta go with LSU for that one.
I have
LSU looks good.
I have LSU winning in my bracket, but Michigan State looks really good, and LSU scared me.
I actually
against
have Michigan
Maryland.
State winning in my bracket, but I think LSU is gonna win this game.
I don't know because first of all, Nas Reed's an absolute monster. You gotta
Yeah.
give credit. Nas Reed's a beast. Waters is a beast. Trement Waters, he had the game-winning layup last time.
Nas Reed is really good.
Nas Reed's really good.
Hey, Danny.
Yeah.
You want to hear my left field pick?
What?
Tennessee
And we'll get to that game in
to
a
win.
little
No,
bit.
no, no. Tennessee to win the tournament.
Fair.
That's my
But,
my left fielder.
Mm,
That's my curveball.
But
maybe.
as for
Never know.
yeah. So as for the Ellis, because I don't know, because Cassius looks good too on Michigan State.
Yeah.
Cassius is a good player. I feel like Michigan State's gonna win, but I think I'm gonna officially pick LSU because I gotta trust my bracket. I think it's gonna be close though. It's gonna be a really good game. The only problem with LSU is that they don't have their head coach. Their head coach was suspended indefinitely for reasons.
It's okay.
But I'm gonna go with LSU. I think they'll pull it out.
Okay. Chris?
Chris?
Gonzaga and Florida State's the next game. That's gonna be on Thursday night.
I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go with Florida State.
You're going Florida
Really?
State?
Yeah.
No, they looked good. They've looked good this tournament.
I
so
mean,
far.
I'm just gonna go with Gonzaga.
I mean, they ran it. I feel like they haven't had that much competition.
Yeah, they haven't.
They ran their first two games were blowouts. I know that. I think right. I know their first game's a blowout. The Murray State game they just ran to Ja Morant, who played very well, but it's just him on the team. That's the problem.
They still blew out Murray State though.
Yeah, I
That
know.
was really
That's a good win, but I'm gonna go with the Zags.
Me too. Hey, look at that. We agreed.
You agree? I'm gonna go
Alright.
with the Zags. The Zags have looked
Next
good this
game.
tournament.
Danny, Air 5. Perfect.
Next game we got Texas Tech and Michigan.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, the Red Raiders have looked really good this
Yeah.
tournament.
And then who would you guys have winning that region?
Out of that, I have Texas Tech in my Final Four.
Really?
Yeah.
I have Texas Tech in my Final
I'd
Four.
agree with that.
I think they're gonna beat Michigan. I love Michigan, but I think Texas Tech's gonna
I
win.
have Michigan in my Final Four. So I'm gonna have to go with Michigan.
I'm gonna go with Texas Tech. They've looked good this tournament.
And then I think Michigan or Florida State. That's a tough one for me, but I think Michigan wins that game.
I got you. All right. Well, what's the next region?
Virginia and Oregon.
Virginia and Oregon.
Yeah, in the South region.
I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon won this game.
I don't think they're gonna win.
I don't think they're gonna win
But
either.
that guy whooping on Oregon, he's a beast.
He hit like 6 blocks
Yeah,
last
did
game.
you see that guy? He could jump out the gym too.
I know. He reminds me of he's on the Jordan Bell. He reminds me of Jordan Bell.
Yes,
He-
he's very
they
athletic.
both
That
on-
guy.
They're both on Oregon, so that's why I remember Jordan Bell. But I would not be surprised if Oregon won that game, but I don't see them winning that game. I think Virginia's going to win and get to Elite Eight.
Okay. I kind of zoned out. What was the game again?
It was Virginia and Oregon.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah, I gotta go with Virginia.
They've been.
It's gonna lose.
They're on a redemption tour right
And
now.
the next game
Based on
is
last year.
Purdue and Tennessee. That's a really good game too.
Tennessee.
Gotta roll with the Bulls.
Yeah,
The
I gotta
Bulls.
go
They
with
scared
Tennessee,
me
too.
last game.
Nice rhyme.
They really scared me. They almost blew a 25-point lead.
I say Tennessee.
Tennessee. It's gonna be close, but I'm gonna take the Bulls. Tennessee. Next game.
North Carolina and Auburn in the Midwest region.
I can't wait for that game just because Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley's schools are both against each other, so they're gonna be arguing throughout the entire game.
Oh, that's gonna
Kenny
be
versus Chuck.
hilarious.
Kenny versus Chuck.
Hilarious.
That's gonna be so funny.
But
that's-
I would have to go for this game. Personally,
That's
gonna go
gonna be a
with-
good game though. That's gonna be a
That
really
is
good game
this is a hard game to
because
decide.
North Carolina's the one
I'm not
seed.
high on
and
Carolina though. I'm not high at all on
They did
Carolina.
beat Iona.
They've looked good this tournament.
Listen,
though.
they beat Iona, but we look good against them in the first half. We look really good against them in the first
Well,
half.
that's because we couldn't miss. Good job, basketball team. By the
We
way,
look
good job.
ridiculous
Great
in the
season,
first
boys.
half.
Good season. Good season. Shout out to you guys.
Just we couldn't stop that guy Kobe White.
Yeah, I love
He's
Kobe.
unstoppable.
He's-
I'm telling you, he's gonna be a force when he gets to the NBA.
There were some fouls.
You want a
that-
name to watch, like for a point guard up and coming? Kobe White.
Yeah, there were some foul calls that were iffy. But I'm not gonna
It's
get into
whatever.
those.
But,
It's whatever. You know.
As for
It's
this
the
game,
past.
though, I have Carolina winning in my bracket.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just.
I think Auburn's on fire right now because
Auburn
they
is
slapped
good. They just beat
Kansas.
Kansas too. That's
They-
the thing.
Kansas.
Who
Isn't
did
that
Carolina
good.
just beat? They didn't
They
beat.
beat the
They
Jayhawks?
beat Washington.
Oh, they beat Washington. I liked Washington. Listen, I like Washington.
They beat
So,
Washington.
I don't know.
But, I'm gonna
have to go Carolina.
take Auburn in a close one, even though I have Carolina winning my bracket. I think
got
Auburn's looked better so far to me.
And then last game. This is a great game. Houston and Kentucky.
I have to go with Kentucky, especially if PJ Washington's healthy. Kentucky's gonna win this game.
I'm sorry,
If-
Danny.
If PJ
Danny.
Washington's not
I know you like. I know you really like Kentucky, and I'm sorry.
Speak on it, Chris.
but
Tell them what's up.
I have to go with the Cougars, man.
Yep.
I mean,
Houston.
I'll say this:
Houston
if PJ
has looked
yeah,
insane.
Houston has looked really good.
Houston, it was like that was one of my favorites before the tournament that I thought could win it.
See, here's the
I think they're gonna upset Kentucky, and then I also think they're gonna upset North Carolina
Wow.
and go to the Final Four.
Wow. He has
So
wow.
here's the thing:
a bold statement.
so 2 days, so a day before the tournament started, actually the morning of the tournament starting, I had Houston winning, and I switched it. I had Houston winning the entire tournament.
okay.
I switched it with like an hour before the deadline to Kentucky, very last second.
Wow.
But that was me. I thought so. If PJ Washington ends up playing,
So you think this is the game?
this is the game that's going. So if
wow.
if PJ Washington ends up playing, I think Kentucky's gonna win. It's gonna be a close game regardless. But without PJ Washington, I think you're right. I think Houston's gonna pull it off. But that's gonna be a really good game. Looking forward to watching that one. Tyler Harrow's a beast. I think it's Tyler Harrow. Harrow's a beast. But I don't know. Houston looked really good. I was watching that game. I was watching the game before I went to school.
Duke. Listen, I think Duke,
Virginia Tech.
Michigan,
No, I don't. I'm never gonna vote for Duke.
Virginia, and
Ever.
Houston's gonna be my Final Four, and then I think championship's gonna be Houston against Duke,
Any team but Duke.
That's exactly what I had, and I had Houston winning.
Any team.
and
but
I have
Duke.
Houston winning too.
Any team
That's
but
what I
Duke.
had. I switched to Kentucky Duke.
Houston.
And,
Pick a different team than Duke,
I just don't
please.
think Kentucky Duke's ever happening in the championship.
No,
Like I'm convinced it's never gonna happen. Like it's just never meant to happen. You know, like they can't have two schools that big facing each other in the championship. They just
I mean,
it's
They
never gonna
can't.
happen.
Nova, North Carolina.
I mean, Nova's
Nova,
like,
North Carolina would not be like a Kentucky Duke though.
Really?
Kentucky Duke. Do you know how many NBA prospects are on both those teams this year?
yeah, that's a lot.
It's
A lot.
ridiculous. A lot
a lot. That's a lot.
between each of them. A lot. It would be a huge game.
Yeah,
That would probably be like the biggest college basketball game ever.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say I still think the biggest college basketball game ever was what's it called? It was Indiana State versus Michigan State. That was the biggest college basketball game ever.
Maybe.
That one.
Yeah.
It was Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson. That's the biggest
Yeah.
college basketball game ever. But that will always be that because they had such a rivalry going into it and everything like that. Not teams didn't have a rivalry, but like it was like the top two players at the time going up against each other in the final. But a tournament overall though has been pretty entertaining. Like very stressful, but I'm on a hot streak currently with my bracket. Like I've gotten a
Are you
bunch
now?
of games right in a row.
You're gonna jinx it if you keep.
Yeah, I
keep
know.
talking about it.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's
the
true.
thing is, like I know what's coming. I know because I can't. It's too good to be true right now because
Yeah.
I've gotten that many games right. With that being said, I had to make 4 brackets, or 5 actually. One of those a coin flip bracket, but I had to make 4. So I'd like, okay, one of them has to be good. One of them has to be at least half decent. They all can't
Mhm.
suck. But and I was right. The 3 out of the 4 I made are awful, but I had the one good one, and I'm rooting for that one. And that's the one I have Kentucky winning. Any surprise teams? Any team surprise any of you guys or no?
Any team but Duke.
Not really. No surprising teams so far. Really,
I was
because I wasn't
yeah,
surprised by Oregon. Like I thought they were gonna do it.
that's good. I was surprised, but I was pretty surprised by Oregon. But I was also surprised by even though they lost, I was very surprised by Maryland. I didn't see Maryland.
I thought Maryland was impressive, and I really wanted them to win.
Yeah,
like I was rooting for them.
They had Fernando. Fernando's a monster.
Fernando's a beast.
They
had a lot of players that you just root for.
Yeah, they had
Who the other guy?
he had the
Smith?
goggles. He had the goggles. I
Smith,
think.
he was a beast. And their point guard, that guy Cowan,
He's good.
he was a beast too.
But-
Maryland had a lot of players that I really wanted to root for. I was mad they lost to LSU. I wanted to see them win, and I wanted to see them beat Duke.
Yeah.
I got it.
Sidebar. Chris, you said Duke, Kentucky, a lot of NBA prospects,
Yeah.
right? Just a little sidebar real quick. Who you guys think's winning the draft lottery in the NBA this year?
Oh, that's a hard question because it's not really decided yet. Besides like Zion, RJ Barrett,
who do you think's
John
gonna get
Morant,
Who do you think's gonna get the number 1 overall pick in the draft?
the Knicks.
You think the Knicks, Danny?
Well, the Knicks or the Cavaliers or the
Yeah.
Suns or some team like that.
Danny?
Probably the Knicks because I think the draft.
Look, I want to say the
lottery
Knicks, but just because it's the Knicks, I don't think they're gonna.
No,
win.
that's exactly why they're gonna get it.
Why? Because it's the Knicks.
If my theory is correct about the draft lottery being rigged, it would make perfect sense to throw the biggest college prospect in years.
In the biggest city.
Yeah.
Honestly, Danny, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
So if the Knicks win the draft lottery, and like the thing is, I'll be wrong if they're being rigged.
Even if they
because
get the
Knicks-
second pick, there's still a boatload of talent in there.
Yeah,
That-
no.
It's not just Zion. Like,
Yeah. All right, you guys want to take a little bit of break?
take a little break.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about the NFL.
Yep.
The NFL news. We got a couple rule changes and everything like that.
Couple retirements, couple rule changes.
All right, we'll be back in a few.